Dirty Bosses, part. So this is called Down in the Dug, right? I can't remember the details. It was a long time ago, but the idea is, you'll get the idea. So there was and a lot of these guys got a good gift of gab, right? So one of these inmates was sitting off in a county jail, and they're getting investigated for like breaking out of a pen, and they were trying to find out how exactly did he get it done. Well, and it all comes back to, he started off by getting this correctional officer just to give him a single piece of gum, and he ain't supposed to do that. The officer was being friendly, gave him the gum, and he put himself in a vulnerable position, because that convict knew that if he did that, well, he'll do something else, and he just worked his way up to eventually getting this guy to bring in stuff, bring out stuff, and then you can't quit. There's not a button where you say, I'm done, I just want to go back to work. Once they got you, because if you don't, they're going to tell on you, and trust me, they'll make sure that they can prove it, right? So so the guy is getting interrogated, and they were like, well, how did you get him to let you out? How did it all start? And the guy says, well, I started off with a piece of gum, and that's called the Down in the Dug. You can Google it. I'm sure it's all over the place. But another like real life incident was, there was this officer went into a cell. He knocked over a inmate's soda. He called the inmate back into the house. He's like, man, I just knocked over that soda. I'll replace it. He's doing what you think is a decent human being thing to do, right? But you can't do that shit in there. So what did that inmate do? He says, yeah, but instead of getting me this like Fanta, can you get me this cherry Coke? He's like, no problem, man. I'll stop at the little vending machine. I'll get you your cherry Coke, and we'll be done. Well, guess what? They don't sell cherry fucking Coke in the canteen. Where in the inmate store, you can't get cherry Coke. So what did this inmate do? The minute he got that Coke, he called down rank. He's like, look, your fucking officer just is bringing me in. It got his ass fired behind that shit. When he had spilt over the dude's Coke, it was just trying to be a stand-up guy. It fucking happens. There's no love for anybody in there. If you ever thinking about doing that, just know you're going to end up losing your job at the least, and going to jail at the pen at the fucking worst. And there is nothing for fucking ex-correctional officers in the pen. You're not going to go live in the fucking pen and get sentenced to time in the pen and say, hey, but I was a dirty boss. You're nothing. You're a slug to them, even worse. Because at least I know when I'm talking to a convict, I know what I'm dealing with, and he knows what he's dealing with. You know what I mean? Let me think. There's another incident I think I was going to tell you guys about dirty bosses, and then I was going to be done. Let me think. Here's a good one. Because it's not just female correctional officers that get turned out there. There was a kitchen boss at one time. There was a kitchen boss for TDC one time. Got himself sucked off by one of these inmates and stuff. That inmate, you know what he did? He went and spit the jizz off into a cup. Then he called the rank down. Guess what? There's no such thing as consensual sex in the state of Texas in the penitentiary. That's fucking like rape. So the officers, they get the sample that inmate had spit into the cup. They tested it. They found it was that guy's. Guess what? Super hard to explain why your whole load of jizz is right there in a cup in the inmate's house. You know what I'm saying? So that dude is another guy that got fucked off. That was a dirty, like, if you think about what you could be talked into doing if you allow another man to do that to you when you're an officer in the pen. And women do it. Women get turned out. Women, they'll say, yeah, look, most correctional officers don't have access to travel cards and things like that to know when an inmate's getting out. So you just I'll get out next year. Okay, that's good. Whenever they really get out in, 2,143, they're never getting out. But it's a game that they're running on these women, man, selling them hopes and dreams and things like that. And, and so, yeah, do convicts and stuff get ass in the pen sometimes from COs? Yeah, male and female. Believe that. But that's it. Never be a dirty boss. Is set yourself up for failure. Other bosses hate dirty bosses. But if you are a correctional officer, the way you combat that is bring these people you see them kind of out there lost and scared in this new environment. Bring them into the fold. Sit down, eat chow with them, talk to them, make them feel comfortable, establish a rapport, a relationship with them. Let them know that you support them, that you're going to help them get through this. Be a better fucking, even if you don't like that person, be a better fucking con man than the convicts, okay? And do your, because those are the people that are going to be running to your rescue if you're getting stabbed up in the neck. And it does fucking happen. All right, I'll holler at y'all. Be easy. I got to get to work.